It's SCTV with Ethan Humble, Sophie Reese, Sam Hyde, Caleb Gear, and Dylan McChesney.
Good evening, and welcome back to SCTV, Simpson College's first student-run weekly newscast. I'm Ethan Humble.
And I'm Sophie Reese. Thanks for joining us.
We start this week talking money, big money, from the U.S. Department of Justice.
Our Ryan Magliines has more on the sizable grant Simpson received recently.
Simpson College recently received a $300,000 grant from the Department of Justice for the prevention of sexual assault. Vice President of Student Development Heidi Levine was in charge of the group that drafted the proposal.
I think we must have demonstrated a compelling need and that we convinced them that we could really put the funds to good use over the next 2.5 years.
Of hundreds of applicants, only 36 are chosen each year. This is a 3-year grant with $100,000 made available each year, and includes stipulations requiring reports of what the money is being used for, as well as the hiring of a project manager to be in charge of how the money is spent.
We want to focus on, with that person, first of all, doing a campus needs assessment.
Counseling services will play an important role in how the funds are spent, as well as other on- and off-campus groups, which will work with the project director to determine the allotment of funds.
That some of those are likely to be Pride. We will have representatives on the coordinating team that we're putting together from athletics, from fraternity and sorority life, from SGA. We will have a representative from the Sarahs, as well as Jenny Vargas. We have other faculty and staff who will be members of that coordinating team. So there's broad campus representation on this team.
With Simpson hoping to have a project director by the beginning of spring semester, the grant will be put to use very soon. For SCTV, I'm Ryan Magliines.
Sounds like the money should be in good hands.
Speaking of being in good hands, Simpson is introducing a new program for students to use to improve campus safety.
Let's learn more about Rave Guardian from our mobile applications expert, Sam Hyde.
Wow, what a beautiful day it is out here. But I'm not here to talk about the weather. I'm here to talk about the new Rave Guardian app. Here's Chris Ferrix with more on that.
Rave Guardian, so it's a personal safety app. So it also sends a message like our previous one, but this one also includes this app that students and faculty and staff can download, and then we can kind of customize it to what we think features are that the students really want to use. The safety app has a lot of different features that are built into that. So currently, we've just kind of started with where you can press a button and you can call security, or you can press for 911, or you can also do the personal safety escort. That's the big one that we wanted to start with. So that ability then is, if you have individuals that are in the contacts in your phone, you can reach out to them and say, hey, will you be one of my guardians, or will you watch me as I, do a walk across campus, or I go from point A to point B. So then if you accept them, then when you want to use that feature, you just kind of send them a quick little message and say, hey, Joe, I'm leaving so-and-so Kresge, and I need to be over here, and it should only take me 10 minutes. And you can set a 10 minutes timer. Well, when the timer expires, you can either notify them and say, I made it safe, everything's great, or you'll get a message that says, the timer expired, can you check on the individual? Because they didn't turn it off and they didn't extend it. And that's only if you allow them to. Security isn't monitoring it. It's all safe, secure. We're not tracking anyone at this time or anything. You have to approve who you want to even have that feature. When we first tested it, we were able to go just all the way up just south of Southridge, and we knew, and it was almost instantaneous tracking. So we were like, hey, looks like you're driving by so-and-so, and then the person would, yeah, we just passed that a second ago. So right now, we believe it's about a 10-mile radius that it works off of.
Now, the app doesn't stop there. Simpson is looking to add more features here in the near future.
There's going to be some other features that we're going to look at. That it has an anonymous tips ability, so you can send in some tips and stuff to security. That's going to come out at some point. And we also then have an ability, we can build directories and stuff too, and content in there. So if we wanted to, we could load all of the information for all of the offices on campus, and then a student could press that, and you could then see every office with all their phone numbers. Yeah, the first tabling we did was to try to roll out the new safety escort, and we were giving away prizes. So you come up to the table, there'd be a little QR code. You could just click on that, download it, and we put your name into a drawing, and you would win some prizes and stuff. So we hope that when we roll out new features, we'll probably do something very similar to that and give away some prizes.
Simpson may be old, but they are finding ways to adapt to the new technology of our generation. For SATV, I'm Sam Hine.
Thanks, Sam. I only have to download this app to get some prizes? I'm all good with that.
Absolutely. Music comes in all forms of orchestra, choir, and band on campus.
But one Simpson student is putting in his musical expertise to use as he's recently released his own extended play.
Our Caleb Gear has more from the artist, Christo.
My whole family has been in music, like choirs and etc. Like my mom was like a big singer. She still is kind of loves singing anyway, but my family kind of always sang, and I guess it's kind of a natural thing. But obviously, growing up then, I got involved in so many things like choirs and bands and whatever, so I grew that talent over time. We did a lot around music. We made some fun songs together. We sang all the time. So it's kind of a happy spot for me and my family. So that gave it like a very big spot in kind of my being and who I am as a person. So that's why it's very important to me. But I never really took it seriously until like, I would say 2017 or so. I was like, because I worked with my brother on some projects, and I was like, I'm actually pretty good at writing songs, and I love the process of like writing, getting the idea and writing it down. I had written so many songs, and I just kept them to myself, partially because I was scared of sharing it to other people, because people might hate you or like you, whatever. But since I shared the first song and I got so many people be like, yeah, I can relate some way to this song, that gave me so much motivation. So hoping that some people find it funny, some people find it interesting, whatever they find it, that drives me a lot. I take a big deal into allowing the audience to have their own interpretation of my music. So not to say like, oh, it means this and I wanted to say this, so I'm just gonna leave it like that. So then people who listen to my music can actually take whatever meaning they want out of the songs. But it's very deep and very important, and I spent a lot of time sort of working those ideas in there. I'm so excited about the EP. Within the EP itself, from the first song to the last song, is sort of this roller coaster of happy moments, but maybe not happy moments, but maybe I don't know what I'm doing moments. So it was very exciting releasing it, because it's very abstract and it's very mysterious, but it's also very important to me. At least the messages within are very important. So I'm very excited to see what people think about it. People are already giving me some comments and which ones are their favorite songs, etc. And it's very exciting. But basically the EP it's very connected to me personally. It's kind of, I explore myself and my personality. And it's been a fun process making all those songs.
Some high-level music made right in the org suite? Wow.
He's doing incredible work. I've listened myself.
For our light piece this week, we took a trip to the nation's capital city.
That's right. We returned from Media Fest last week, and Sophie captured all of our favorite moments from the short business trip.
I'm Derek Maxfield.
And why do you want to help us out today?
I'm going to be the hero of student media, that's why.
Okay, sounds good.
All right, I decided to help out today because I love Ethan Humble. And it is very early in the morning, but gotta give Ethan Humble a ride.
It's promising.
Oh boy, the speed is picking up.
Washington, D.C., and me and Jenna attended our first session, which was headline writing. Speaker was Claire Reagan. It was wonderful. Jenna, what did you learn?
I learned that you should not use the word again in headlines because it is redundant, and if the person reading read the last story, then they won't be compelled to read this one.
Exactly. Won't be saying again in a headline now.
We are about to see famous journalist Woodward and Bernstein, who did a lot of the original reporting and wrote the Watergate scandal. How are you feeling, Caleb?
I'm pretty good. It's going to be pretty sick. Looking forward to it.
How are you feeling, Ethan?
I'm feeling good. I'm actually really stoked about this. Should be the main speaker of this whole event, where it's about to go down. So we got prime seats too, thanks to this guy over here. If you want to pan over to him. Siebert reserved us some spots, which is awesome. So right front here. Yeah.
Currently in front of the place of residence of Joseph Biden. That is the White House here at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue here in Washington, D.C. I'm Ethan Humble, SCTV. You gotta love it. I mean, biggest place of residence in America as far as I know, so yeah.
So here we are at the reflecting pool and the Washington Monument, and if you turn around, you'll see the Lincoln Memorial, or as I like to call it, the Lincoln Menorah.
It's the last day of the convention. We're at the keynote speaker where John Quinones from What Would You Do is going to be here. Kyle, what are you most excited about?
I'm excited to find out what he will do.
Me too. It's our last day here in Washington, D.C. We're going to go see some more sites. We're headed to some Smithsonian exhibits. We're going to have a great time.
What's up, guys? We're currently in the Reagan Airport. I'm currently eating a bagel cream cheese, Asiago bagel, and we're lying when they said they put a crap ton of cream cheese on their bagels. We are currently about to board a Detroit flight, and this is the last thing of our Washington, D.C. trip.
Kyle is currently helping Siebert make his Bitmoji on Snapchat. That is the end of our Washington, D.C. vlog. We hope you enjoyed it and we had a fantastic time. Reporting for SCTV, I'm Sophie Reese.
Slay.
Wish we were still there.
If only. Luckily, there are still plenty of exciting things happening here on campus to get fired up about.
One such thing is our new pair of gymnastics teams this year.
Our Dylan McChesney went to practice to see how the team is preparing for their debut.
Hello, my name is Dylan McChesney, and I took a look at 2 of the 4 new sports on Simpson's campus this year, men and women's gymnastics. Right now, both gymnastics teams are practicing at Emerge Academy in Des Moines, and Colin Payne, the head coach for the men's gymnastics team, gave us some insight as to when the team will be able to practice on Simpson's campus.
That floor up there is supposed to be done here in the next day or two. So yeah, we should have. I've been on the phone with my equipment guy yesterday. Should have equipment down here before the end of next week.
However, this hasn't held either team back as they have been preparing for their first competitions in January. Emily and Colin give us some insight on what each team's competition schedule looks like for the 2023 season.
It is January 8th, it's a Sunday. Last meet is March 2nd. So we have a pretty short season this first year, but we're going to do 8 competitions. We'll have 2 in the field house, which will be really exciting, and then 6 away meets. One of them is actually up in Des Moines, though, so it's not really too far away. But we're going to be seeing a mixture of Division III schools and Division I schools. So for Division I, we're actually hosting Alaska Anchorage, which will be really fun. And then we're also going to see Northern Illinois. And then for Division III, we're seeing Hamlin, Wisconsin La Crosse, Winona State, Wisconsin Eau Claire, and Greenville University.
We'll be going up against some of the big dogs. We'll start our season out against University of Michigan at Michigan. We've got the Naval Academy coming down here to Simpson to us. And we'll see Nebraska. We see University of Oklahoma a couple times. So it'll be really exciting to take Simpson to that stage.
Charlie Schneider, a freshman from Texas, tells us some of his favorite parts about being on the men's gymnastics team.
Honestly, the gymnastics team. That's like one of the main reasons I came here is because gymnastics, and all these guys are just super cool, and we like to push each other, and we like to work really hard, and I'm really excited to see how far gymnastics goes.
Can't wait to see these teams excite this year. For SCTV, Dylan McChesney, out.
I'm excited to go see them starting in 2023.
Another pair of teams just starting their seasons were the men's and women's swimming and diving teams.
We sent our own Cash Lee to the Indianola YMCA to capture Saturday's action.
Last weekend, Simpson hosted their first home swim meet of the season against Loras College. The men's and women's team showed they had strong athletes all around with good performances in the sprints, long distance, and diving events. The women came out on top, led by Emma Owen and Katie Osterheis. Owen won all 3 of her races, including the 1,000-yard freestyle, 500-yard freestyle, and the 200-yard medley relay. Osterheis also participated in the 200-yard medley relay and found success on the diving board, winning the 1 and 3 meter diving competitions. Kate Manette continued their success by winning the 50 and 100-yard freestyles. The men's team fought hard throughout the meet but were unable to pull off the win. They did have individual success, however, with Jay Sieberly winning the 100-meter butterfly and Adrel Mulger-Truitt winning the 50-meter freestyle in a close race. The swimming team looks to have more success in the next meet on November 5th at Quincy University. For SCTV, I'm Cash Lee.
Thanks, Cash.
Heading now out to the course, the cross-country teams hosted the American Rivers Conference race Saturday.
We sent our Noah Harkness to see how our Storm runners finished out their season.
Simpson Cross Country hosted the American Rivers Conference Championship for both men and women on Saturday at Pickard Park. The women placed 4th after strong performances from Emma Angus, Laura Callum, and Ashley Rockhold. Wartburg won the title, with their top 5 runners placing 2nd through 6th place. Angus and Callum earned all conference honors, which is the first time since 2009 Simpson had multiple runners earn all conference honors. Ashley Rockhold talked about the race and how proud she was of her team.
Yeah, I think it went really well. Our coach wanted us to really battle in the second half of the race, and I think we did that. I think we started off really strong in a pack.
Meanwhile, on the men's side, the Storm finished 5th in what was a disappointing showing. Spencer Moon won his 3rd straight all-conference honor after finishing 12th overall. Other notable finishers for the men include Cade Mash, Mark Medici, and Ian Warwick. Sophomore Corbin Truitt said he's always enjoyed getting to cheer on his teammates. Both teams traveled to Geneva, Illinois in 2 weeks for the NCAA Division III Midwest Regional.
So I try not to think about it too much up until the point where you get up to the line, and at that point it's just trust what you've done, your coach, Heath, he knows what he's doing, he'll put me through the right thing. And then, just kind of trusting your teammates that they're going to hold you up, hold you accountable.
Thanks, Noah. That's a pretty tough course for sure.
It was also an incredibly busy Saturday at Bill Buxton Stadium. Football hosted Nebraska Wesleyan, and both soccer teams started their campaigns in the American Rivers Conference Tournament.
Courtesy of Simpson Athletics, Ethan has your highlights from the field.
The 0-7 Simpson Storm entering this one at home against Nebraska Wesleyan. Opening drive here, the run, Desmond Alexander, he cuts to the right. He's bringing it upfield to 5, and he's in the end zone for the score. Storm lead 7-0 from the senior running back on that play. Jay Jensen would get his touchdown up the middle there, running that one as well on the QB keeper. Those would be actually the first 2 rushing touchdowns of the Storm's season. Now the Storm again. Jay Jensen looking up the middle and deep, and he finds Cam Jones for the passing touchdown. Storm up 21-7 here with about 6 minutes left in the first quarter. Baum Hefner here with the field goal, and it is up, and it is good, as the referees say right there. It's going to be 24-14 here. Starting the second quarter, Reed Worth out to the right. Jay Jensen finds him on that running route there. Really nice on the feet. Jay Jensen having a day. He would earn Player of the Week honors for his efforts Saturday. And that's going to make it 37-20. Looking left again, there's Eldred Borea getting in on the touchdown party. A great grab there. He's tangling with the Nebraska Wesleyan corner, and that's still a Borea touchdown. Storm lead 44-20 now. Jay Jensen takes the snap yet again, and this time he's going to be looking for his favorite. That is going to be Cam Jones for his 2nd touchdown of the day. Wow, what a day it was for Jay Jensen. He looks again, this time up the middle, and he finds Reed Worth. Number 8 takes that into the end zone. It's going to be one of many of his grabs today. He'd put up quite a few yards. He got over 100 on the day. Out to the left yet again, he's going to be able to find Eldred Borea for his 2nd grab of the day. Jay Jensen would have 6 touchdowns on the day, and that Taryn Jacoby field goal seals the 74-41 win over Nebraska Wesleyan. They will take their momentum over to Waverly to take on the Wartburg Knights. But wait, there's more at Bill Buxton Stadium on Saturday. First up, women's soccer in their first postseason game, hosting Central, the 3 seed versus the 6 seed here. Cassie Nash on the breakaway. That one's tapped in by her. The goalie gets a little foot on it, but it's not nearly enough to stop her. That's her 21st goal of the season, everybody. She is hot and ready to go again. Gets that one tapped again by the goalie, and she's able to follow that up 2-0 Storm early. They got all of their work done early, as those would be actually the only 2 goals that the Storm would score this game. Central there, the shot there, tended well by goalie Lanny Mears, who would earn ARC Defensive Player of the Week honors. This time, Central does score, gets that one by Mears, making the game 2-1. And it would then be just that. Those would be the only goals this game. We saw a lot of other attempts here. Central, a good one off the left side, hits that crossbar. It is followed in by Central, but that doesn't count. Crossbar is not a part of the soccer field, so ruled out of bounds there. In a 2-1 win for the women, Cassie Nash earned ARC Offensive Player of the Week honors. And the men's soccer team would open up their postseason work just after the women, getting started here. And that's going to be a great goal there from Mateus Lewis. He's going to put that one in. And then a second goal here, and dribbling around up near the box. And the little tip in, that is good from Baraka Ali. A great goal out of him. Dubuque would try to answer. Save there. A nice one from Nate Hersom on the back line. Dubuque still trying to respond. And this one, it is going to sneak in. 2-1 in favor of the Storm. And if you notice, none of the scoring happened until the second half, unlike the women's game. That goal there is good from Roderick Orellana Lamas. He's going to put that one in for the 3-1 Storm lead. And feeling comfortable, the insurance goal is good from Andrew Russell. Storm advance to the next round in the semifinals. They'll take on Luther on the road.
Elsewhere, volleyball grabbed the 6th seed in the conference tournament and headed to Buena Vista in hopes of an upset to advance to the next round.
The Simpson volleyball team fell in a tough 3-set loss on the road to Buena Vista in the first round of the American Rivers Conference tournament. They were tripped up by losing the first 2 in very tight sets, 25-23 and 25-22 respectively, but would only score 12 points in the third and final set.
We do not have updates from the soccer teams for today, but we will have scores for you from the upcoming games next week.
And I can't believe it. We have finally made it through sports. So much fun.
That's going to be all from us here tonight.
We humbly thank you for your time. We will be back next week. Until then, you stay classy, Simpson.